There's little Glory. How are you this evening?
I'm fine.
You're fine, huh? I saw you had more pictures on Facebook. Uh-huh. Going to church and then what were you doing? Singing again? No, singing or playing the piano again? Oh my God, you're gonna be like a little,
Both
what was it? Piano, right?
piano and singing both.
And singing both. Oh my God, you're gonna be the next Justin Bieber.
No, I'm not.
You're gonna be a YouTube, Facebook, social media star.
No.
You'll be so famous. I'll tell people that, oh, I used to teach Glory English. And I'll be like, yeah, right. You don't know Glory. I'm like, yeah, I know Glory. No, she's a superstar. You don't know Glory.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So you're on holidays. What did you do today?
I stay at home.
Oh my God. Don't you ever go outside?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Do you have a park or anything near your house where you can go ride a bicycle or anything or do
No.
anything? No? So you have to worry about motorcycles on the sidewalk.
No. Yes.
I know Jakarta is so congested. It's crazy. And they don't have a lot of parks either. They don't really, what I remember when I lived there, I can't remember the name of the gated community I lived in, but it was really nice. And they had a sports complex right in that neighborhood. So that was really nice living there. That was probably the best, one of the best places for sure that I lived in Jakarta. But I don't remember the name of the place. Can't remember. Wasn't expensive either. It was nice. All right. So here we are. Interest 13 speaking test CEFR A2. It seems so fast this time.
Yes.
Yeah, but we did. This is the 10th week. It went really fast. So we're going to go to interest 14 soon. So let's get started. Today we're going to talk about two of the topics we had. One was talent. We talked about talent and skills. Do you have your test papers?
Yes.
Okay. And the other topic was natural disasters. So do you remember those lessons?
Yeah.
Of course you remember. You remember everything. Right? And then we're going to talk about that super huge big family.
I don't want to live in that family.
No, you don't want to have, what was it, 17 brothers and sisters?
No.
Imagine 4 or 5 of you all sleep in one bedroom and you have to do the laundry.
No, I don't like.
Oh my God, it would be crazy. I was talking to Hannah about it, and it's like, you try to think about the laundry situation, the traveling situation, the grocery situation, the cooking situation. I mean, I can't. You can't imagine how that house would function. It would just be crazy. So many people. Wow. All right, let's go do it. That's ready. You ready? Topic 1.
Yes.
Let's do it. All right. In our topic 2, we had another class that we talked about different types of natural disasters. And my first question is, what are some kinds of disasters? Which ones do you remember?
Tsunami.
Floods, tsunamis, floods, yes. Tornadoes.
Volcano eruption.
Yeah, if the volcano itself is not a disaster, but if it erupts, it's a problem. That's right.
And
Earthquakes. That's another one. What about if an asteroid hits the planet Earth? Is that a natural disaster?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. It's like the worst kind of natural disaster. Destroy half the planet. Absolutely. What about if your cat doesn't have any cigars and you don't have any cat food for him and he's going meow and he's all angry? Is that a natural disaster?
Maybe.
Maybe. Disaster for him.
Yeah.
Hmm. Now, tornadoes. Can you describe what is a tornado?
It's like swirling thing.
It's swirling,
Uh,
spinning.
and it can drag you in it.
I think so. I don't know if I've never been in a tornado. I've seen one in a very, very far distance in the plains of Alberta a long time ago. Really cool to see it very far away, thank God. Um, but yeah, it comes down from the clouds and it spins and it touches the ground and then it travels around, ripping things apart. I don't know if it sucks you in. I think it blows you away because the winds, there's the eye of the tornado right in the middle. There's a hole and the wind circles, but it seems like it's blowing everything away, picking it up and throwing it. From the videos I've seen, I don't think it sucks you in. A whirlpool in water, when it's reversed, when the sky comes down to the ground, but then you have one in the water where the water's spinning, that one would pull you in. That's a bit different. But I ask what a tornado is because I don't think Indonesia is famous for having tornadoes. I don't think that's quite common there. But they do have something similar from time to time. It hits the islands. It comes from the water. What do they call those ones? What if you have a tornado running across the water and hits land with all the big winds and everything? What's that called? Mm.
Yeah.
In the Atlantic Ocean, USA gets hit with a lot. Florida and those southeastern areas and the Caribbean islands, they get hit with a lot of them. Those are called hurricanes in the Atlantic. In the Pacific, they're either called, I think I'm right about this, but I could be wrong. I'll put a little fact check here. I think if it's North Pacific, they're called they're called typhoons because they call it typhoons when they hit Vietnam. Vietnam gets a typhoon season. So does the Philippines. And Indonesia gets some too. But I've also heard somewhere that if it's one in the southern Pacific Ocean, they're called cyclones then. So Indonesia is south of the equator. So I'm guessing if one hit Indonesia, it would be called a cyclone. But that's like a tornado on water, and then it hits the land. That's another form of tornado natural disaster for sure. Flooding and mudslides. Indonesia gets quite a few mudslides every year when it rains really hard, when the sides of the mountains and hills fall and all the earth and the mud comes down and hits a village or hits the highways. You get those too.
Yeah,
Landslides. Yeah. Landslides and flooding are common at the same time during rain season or monsoon season. That's right. So, what kinds of disasters are common in your country besides landslides and floods? Because we know Indonesia has a lot of flooding. That's true.
Yeah. A little earthquakes.
They do. I don't remember the numbers, but it's really frequent. Many of them you don't even feel. They're so small. But Indonesia is definitely an earthquake zone. They have a lot of earthquakes. What else do they have?
And I think volcano eruption.
Indonesia has a history of
in some places.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of active volcanoes in Indonesia, and they've had a lot of major explosions or eruptions. Krakatau is one that was huge, and Lake Tobo, I think it's called, in Sumatra. That was like a super volcano. Oh yeah, and then you got Marapi near Jogja. Yeah, you get a lot of volcano action down there. But you're right on the belt, that ring of fire, they call it. It's very active. You even get tsunamis on the Indian Ocean side. What causes a tsunami? How does that happen? Someone throw a big rock in the water? We talked about it. The wind causes a tsunami?
I mean the waves of the
No. Do you remember what caused the tsunami in Aceh? And other tsunamis? It's earthquakes under the sea or in the ocean. The earthquake happens underwater and it creates this big energy wave and it shoots up and then it creates a ripple. Like when you drop a rock in water, you see all the rings, and then they go out until they hit the sides of the sink or something, right? All the rings of water. If you drop something in the water, you get all those rings, yeah? Little circles.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing. When the earthquake goes on under the water, it creates the opposite side from the bottom, but it creates this energy wave that moves out through the water. And then when it gets close, when the water is coming in, this ring is coming in close to the land. And then when it gets close to the land, it sucks up all the water and gets big. And all the water comes out, and then the tsunami comes in over top, and then smashy into the beach. But tsunamis are caused by underwater earthquakes. Yeah. Have you ever seen a natural disaster?
Yes, flood.
Yeah.
And I've seen some other disasters in games.
In games?
Yeah.
In games and on the news. I'm sure you see other natural disasters around Indonesia and stuff on the news, on TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would definitely, for sure. I think you have flooding problems every year in Jakarta. Jakarta is really low to the water. In some areas, it's lower than the sea level. So flooding is very common there. I heard the government was going to move the capital to Kalimantan, the big island in the north. Like, of course, Jakarta is going to stay there where you are, but Jakarta will still be there, but it won't be the capital anymore. The government is going to move to another island, which is more convenient for them and safer. That's what I heard. As far as I know, they plan on doing that soon. Yeah. Natural disasters. They're not good to be in, but we get them all the time. Okay, there's a little warm-up. Now we're going to go to our reading comprehension. Anna's family. Ready?
Yes.